Merry Meet and welcome to Tarot Tuesday. I don't know if my camera is working. I may have to restart it. Hang on a second. Oh, it's good. Okay, let me just get it back where it belongs. I hope everybody's doing great today. I was sick yesterday, and I don't get sick very often. But the good news is that I thought I caught the flu, and I've been around a lot of people with the flu, and they've been like in bed for over a week. And I think I'm done. I think I'm fine. So other than being a little out of it from being in bed all day yesterday, I think I beat it. So yay, yay. Today, I wanted to go over a couple things, but before I do, I just wanted to show you, I got this new deck of 52 card playing card deck. It's called Alice Luminis, and just look at how it's packaged. And inside here, they've got some gold leaf inside the package. And then these cards, this is just regular playing cards. There's the aces. These are the, I guess what? Oh, these are the spades, sorry. And jack, queen, king. Here's the diamonds. They're just so pretty. Oops, now you can see it. And I think that these are all hand painted by the artist and then reproduced onto the cards. They're poker-sized, regular poker-sized playing cards. So I thought we would work a little bit with playing cards today since I have these. Then they give us just some plain suits. These aren't the aces, so these are extra cards, but they're kind of cool, so you could use them for something. And then here's just a nothing, just a card. And then these are the jokers. They have a dragon joker and some kind of griffin joker. And then a little, this says, though the years clamped us down, the ground shrouded our victorious form, our wings finally broke the ancient stones, the mountains fell to the seas and the water foamed. Then our bodies reached the clouds above, no more boundaries ahead the stars. So it's really cool. So I'm going to put these extra cards to the side so I don't accidentally put them in the deck. So let's put those to the side because I want to do some work with regular playing cards today. But let's look at this deck, and you'll see a lot of the antique decks that don't have a full deck. You can get a ton of those antique decks with just the trump cards or just the triumph cards, and this is one of those. And these are nice. I like these, but there's a lot of like really nice like collector's item tarot decks that are ancient tarot decks that they don't have the pips. So what you can do is use the Triumph deck to do your base reading, and then use a regular playing deck to open the cards up. And so I thought we'd do that first today. So for instance, if somebody had a question about something. Now these are smaller decks, so you can do it like what I'm doing. This is a totally legitimate way to do this. You just shuffle and cut like normal. But since it's so small, you can also just shuffle and randomly choose your 3 cards. And that's what I'm going to do today. So let's say somebody had a question. I wonder if anybody has a question. Well, I don't want to turn it into a big contest about who's going to get a free reading. So let's just say somebody had a question about I've got a question about my mom, okay, because she's elderly. She's kind of winding down, and she's not sick or anything, but she's definitely winding down. So what do I need to know about my mom's health and whatever I should or shouldn't do about it? That's a good question. So I'm just going to, at random, pick 3 cards. Past, present, future. No, it looks pretty good. So even, regardless of, because when they're that old and they are winding down, this isn't like saying, oh no, she's going to live forever. But even within what she's going through it very peacefully. And that for her, this dying process that she's going through is actually a healing process and a painless one. And how lucky is that for her? How so few people get that. So few people get such a peaceful transition that she is obviously having. And it's not portending death anytime soon necessarily, but it's saying there's really nothing for me to worry about, which is nice. So thanks for that. Thanks for that, Tarot. But she's had a great life. It's been a tumultuous life. She's in the midst of a healing process right now, and she's really moving on to something brighter, something better, and that all is well. What a wonderful thing to see. I'm so glad I asked that question. And I'm not going to start crying or anything because I'm on the air. But I am going to open this up. Why did I choose that question on this public forum? Oh, well. So now I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to just go ahead and do 3 cards for each. Oh, you know what? I'm not going to do that because I didn't shuffle these properly. What do I say? I have to shuffle a lot more than that because they were all in order. That was not a smart idea. Now, if you are doing a plain reading with the 52 cards, you can put 1 or 2 jokers in there if you want to. But if you're doing it to open up a trump reading, you want to take the jokers out because the Fool is already in the trump deck. So you don't want to stack the deck, so to speak, with the Fool energy. You want to make sure that you only have that Fool represented in one deck or the other. Unless you have some specific other meaning that you've assigned to those jokers, which is fine too. You can do that. I mean, the sky's the limit. Okay, let's just shuffle maybe twice more, and then I think we're good. I'm going to go see Mom today, so that makes me feel good about that. All right, let's see. We're going to just do that again. So for her past, let's just do 3 cards. She has the 5 of Swords. The 5 of Hearts, the 5 of Swords, and the 4 of Coins. This is her past life, and this is true. She's had a very hard life, poor little thing. Queen of Hearts, 7 of Coins, and 2 of Hearts. And then she's got this 8 of Coins, or diamonds in this case, right? Coins and diamonds are the same suit. 10 of Wands or clubs, and then the 8 of Swords. So this is good. For her past, this is sort of like her life reading almost in a way. Her life has, like I said, been full but tumultuous. Lots and lots and lots of challenges. And how she's dealt with them. Oh, you can't even see it all. Sorry about that. I'm sorry about that, guys. Told you I was a little out of it today. Well, more than normal, I should say. Is that better? Can we see them all? Yes, I think we can. These are big, these guys here. I could put them on top of the cards if it was... Anyway, so we've got this 5 of Swords, this 5 of Swords, this 5 of Hearts, and this 4 of Coins that is opening up this Wheel of Fortune. And this Wheel of Fortune, right, we know that can be very volatile, but it's always ultimately very fortuitous. So she's had a very fortunate, good life, even though a lot of it's been filled with many trials, many cruelties, many tribulations. But how she's dealt with those trials and cruelties and tribulations is by just taking things very practically. And that's how she is. She just takes things one little step at a time, never makes a big deal out of anything, never blames anybody for her problems, never even considers that she's had a problem, always just sees it for what it is and tries to be very practical about it. This is her right now with this healing. The 7 of Coins is that she's in the midst of a big upgrade in her either her financial or her physical world. And that's true. She's in a nice place right now where she's getting all of her needs met. She's got this wonderful Queen of Hearts, so she's able to really nurture her inner world, which she's never had the time to do before because she's always been so busy just trying to make ends meet in her whole life. And so she's actually just enjoying, I think, being in a peaceful place where she's pain-free. She's not, when you're old, you're old. It's not always fun to be old, but she's actually having the time finally to just be with herself and to enjoy her environment for a change. This Two of Hearts, she still gets impatient with herself, and it's funny that it's here because she's always saying, yeah, I should be getting up and doing some workouts and things like that. And I'm like, Mom, you can't. I don't tell her this, but I'm thinking, you can't even walk across the room. You're going to do some workouts. Okay. All right. Well, good for you. What did she say? Oh yeah, I should just get a dog and then I can take the dog for a walk. I'm like, you are not getting a dog. Okay. So then we've got the Sun here, which is talking about her future. And this could be her future while she's alive, or it could be her transition, or both. But it looks very beautiful. It looks very much that she's doing her soul's will. That solar light is very active in her life. And this 10 of Wands is she's going into that with a lot of sort of burden. And this is good for me to know that it's time to help her to unburden herself, because I think she's got some guilt, left about the past. So maybe I can help her unburden herself with that guilt so she can experience this. And then this Eight of Coins is talking about how her attitude is everything, and she's got the best attitude. So this is probably, this Eight of Coins is really empowering this journey that she's going through. And then she's got this Eight of Swords, which is at the end where she starts to obsess. And that's just my mom. She's an obsessor. Obsess over the things. And I can help her with that, but a lot of that is just stuff that she's just going to do. It's just stuff she's going to do. And I think she's going to have to just let that work itself out. But it's a beautiful reading. This gives me a lot of peace. If I'd gone to a reader about my mom and they'd given me this reading, I would have given him a nice big tip. That was a very, very good reading for my mom. But do you see how we did that? We just used these trump cards as the base reading, and then we opened it up with the playing cards. Okay, now I'm going to just use the playing cards for a different spread to show you how you can do that as well. So one thing to remember in the playing cards is in the face cards, you don't have 4 court cards per suit. You only have 3. So the Page and the Knight hold double duty there. So when you get the Jack in a reading, that represents assistance and or information, assistance and or news. So they live together, and usually the rest of what's around the reading will tell you what's what. Now, if you do have any questions, put them right in the chat thread, if you will, and I will answer them before the end of this stream today. I do have to get to work. I didn't call in sick today because I didn't feel sick anymore, so I don't need to. I'd rather work. All right, let's see. Now, if somebody had the question, let's say, maybe somebody on the stream is thinking about their job. Let's say you had a question about your job, specifically maybe about let's say somebody on the stream had a question about a job promotion. They were wondering if they were going to get their promotion. So if that's you, this is your reading. If not, then this is a fictional reading. So we just do it just like a regular tarot reading, just like everyday regular tarot reading. We say, this is, believe it or not, the one thing that they didn't do is they could have used contrasting colors for the diamonds and the hearts, because they get, this is King of Diamonds. It's hard to read. King of diamonds or king of coins. We've got a 3 of hearts or cups and a 2 of wands or clubs. So this king of diamonds, right? Yeah, this king of diamonds is talking about that, like king of coins, that you've really positioned yourself, is how I would say. You've really positioned yourself in such a way that you're almost invaluable. And so that because of that, you have a lot of clout going in. Now, this 3 of cups says that you also have really good karma, meaning that you've done a lot, you have engaged in causes that are about to have some great effects for you. And that the only thing that you have to watch out for with this 2 of wands is impatience about it. Because if you go in there and you push too hard, you may lose it. You may lose the ability to have what you want. Just be patient. Just be patient because what I would say with this reading is if you don't get the promotion, your resume is such that you shouldn't have a problem just finding that position from scratch in a new place. So whether this promotion comes through for you or not, I would think that you could still move forward and get what you want regardless. But don't push things right now because you don't want to push yourself out of the promotion either. So nice and patient, let things happen as they will. It looks really good. Let's open it up. We'll just do one card for each. Just for time's sake, we have a 2 of cups, we have a 4 of coins, and we have a 6 of swords. This is great. So this is saying that you haven't been seeing yourself the same way that the universe sees you, because according to the universe, you're in a prime position to be successful at this, whatever it is that you're looking for. But this 2 of cups is saying that you don't think that you're good enough. You don't think that you've done enough. You don't that with this 2 of cups attitude, nothing will ever be enough for you as far as being good enough. And so that this is something really to look at, that you want to let go of that tendency to look at yourself as not enough and start to recognize that no, you do deserve what you want, and you have done everything that you're supposed to. But this I'm not enough and I should have done more, that kind of attitude, you could have discovered penicillin and you'd still not think that you were good enough and that you hadn't done enough. So just be aware of that, and this is something that you want to work on within yourself. Whereas this 4 of coins is saying right now what you need to be working on is getting your ducks in order. Get your resume together. Get your stuff together so that if it doesn't happen in this job, that you're ready to find it in another job. Because the 6 of swords is saying that infinite intelligence, that solar light of infinite intelligence is at the ready. So that no matter if it's this job or a different company, that success will be yours. But you need to act patiently. We just had a question. Can you please share how you work with ancestors? When I write a petition, it seems one of my ancestors stepped out, so I started serving them on a Monday. Okay, that's not really what we're talking about today. We're talking about tarot. But ancestors, if you're on the stream tomorrow or Thursday, I'll take that, because I don't really have time to go into that today because we only have a few more minutes and I wanted to get one more spread in here. But it's a great question. It's just not quite appropriate for today's discussion, but I will cover it on the stream either tomorrow or Thursday. So if you can't make it live, just listen to the restream, and it'll be before we start any work. So it'll be right after the announcements. I'll get to that question, okay? How do you use tarot to communicate with spirit guides? I don't specifically communicate with spirit guides or not spirit guides with tarot. Everything that I do with divination is through my inner guide, or what you might be calling spirit guides. It's all through that. So I ask that my interpretations be led by that. And if you listen to I don't know if you've heard I just did a lecture on divination. If you listen to that, I talk about that if you link up to your guides before you do a divination, then they can work through through you to make sure that you interpret it appropriately. Okay. Good question too. Let's see. Let's say that we had a question about somebody was wanting to get married. And like, oh, will so-and-so ask me to marry him? Okay, well, that's not a bad question. I wouldn't do it as a yes or no. So we will say, what do I need to know in regards to marriage with so-and-so? That's how I would say it. And so I would just put these out like that. At first I'd see, well, do I have any hearts? No. So it doesn't look like it's time for the most part. But what we can say is that there's been some cruelty in your past. And if it's been with this person, then marriage might not be quite the thing that you want right now until you've really maybe gone through some therapy or something to clear that up. And if it's not with this person, that there's this tendency to want to bring an old abuse cycle into the relationship with you. So marriage is something that you might not want to get into until you've cleaned that up a little bit. This Four of Swords is saying that there is conflict already with you guys. So, and that right now it's time for you to disengage from that conflict, but that's not saying, and therefore you should get into marriage, right? And so then the Six of Coins is saying that there's also some financial considerations that you need to deal with in regards to this relationship and with either maybe with this person, or with the two of you as a couple, and to get the finances kind of worked out a little bit better first, and that working with that solar light is a smart idea to get some of that taken care of. And then I will open each up with one. King of Hearts. King of Hearts on top of the Five of Swords. Sometimes that seems a little like love bombing. So this person is maybe not, and again, this isn't me talking to the person because I'm not sure I'd come out and say it this way, but in my mind I'm thinking this seems like you might be with a narcissist. Maybe not the best person for you. It seems like you've been having a lot of love, a lot of cruelty, a lot of love, a lot of cruelty. To me, that seems like there might be some problems. We've got this Jack of Swords, and that's this person trying to help you into some unhealthy situations. And this Two of Hearts is you being impatient about the whole thing. So right now, it doesn't seem like marriage or even this relationship is that great, and that you need to really be working on the relationship very seriously before you even think about marriage at this point. And make sure that this is the person you think they are. Make sure this is the person you really want to be with, because this seems to me like there's a lot of conflict, there's a lot of cruelty, and there's a lot of sort of like double standards here, or maybe that's not the right way of saying it. There's a lot of two-faced kind of behavior. I love you, I hate you kind of thing. So it doesn't seem to be in a very healthy place right now. That's how I would. Boy, see, you don't want to ask. That's one of the reasons why I don't like the love questions, because it's hard for me to spin it in a way that is both the truth and makes you feel good. Sometimes when the love questions come up with the real answer, the only way through that is just to say, well, this is what the cards say, but then when you do that, they get all mad at you. So that's why I don't love questions, because they get really angry at you, the reader, when you tell them, well, the cards say that the guy's a jerk and that he's pulling one over on you, and looks like you're being love bombed, and that he's using you, and that the last thing you want to do is be married to this person, and you trying to force marriage is the worst possible thing for you. In fact, if I were you, I would question whether this is a healthy relationship, get some therapy before you even consider the marriage. That's not going to go over so well, because they came to you to hear, oh no, everything's going to live happily ever after, and this is the perfect person for you. And if you don't give them the reading that they want, they really get angry. And I've had that happen so many times. That's one of the reasons why I stopped reading professionally, because it's like, do you want the truth, or do you want me to throw glitter in your face? So, but anyway, so that's how you can use the regular deck of playing cards by itself instead of tarot, or you can combine this as the pip cards with one of those Trump only tarot decks, so that a lot of times people say, oh, I love that deck, it's just that there's no pips. You don't need pips. You can just use playing cards. You don't need pips. The only thing that you're going to have to do when you do that is combine the knight and the page into one jack. That's all. But other than that, there's no reason why you shouldn't use those decks that don't have pips attached to them if you love them, and just either use it by itself and just only do Trump readings, or open it up with these guys. So interesting how people who request a reading and don't hear what they hope for get upset. Truth or sugar-coated. Right. Exactly. But that's just some people will look for a reading because they really do want to know the truth. And those people are great. I love helping those people out. But many people that are drawn to tarot, they go from reader to reader to reader to reader to reader, and then eventually some reader will give them something they want to hear, and they'll disregard all the other readings, and they'll just go with that one reader. And it's really kind of sick. It's kind of an illness, that happens, and I don't like to support that, because it's not healthy for anybody to go searching outside of themselves to validate fantasies that are not good for them. So when the cards tell you the truth, it's a good idea to listen to the truth, and there's always a positive spin to it. It's like, thank goodness I found out before I got married. I mean, that's a great spin. Or, well, maybe that's not true. Maybe it is true, but I'm going to take a nice critical look, and it wouldn't hurt for us to go to counseling, premarital counseling. How would that hurt? Nothing wrong with that, right? So, I don't know. It's just how it is. Thank you so much for being here today. I'm sorry I wasn't at my fullest best today. I should be fine by tomorrow. And thank you so much to the amazing moderators. Today we had Shirley and Deline, and I hope you can make it to our premiere that's happening in 1 minute, and that's on our YouTube channel. And so we'll see you then. Blessed be.